Relationships Are Us. Your host, relationship guru, aka Big Goo, and D Love Jones are here to create a positive and encouraging environment with the science of happiness and understanding with tangible conversations with an emphasis on long-lasting relationships. It's Relationships Are Us. Be sure to like and subscribe to Relationships Are Us. Are Us. Are Us.
We're back with Relationships Are Us. I'm your girl D Love Jones, and we got my boy Big Goo, the love guru, the love doctor, whatever you want to call him.
Hey, yeah,
What's up, Big Goo?
Hey, man, Big Goo in the building, man. Like, hey, happy to be back on this episode of Relationships Are Us with my favorite peoples in the world, man, D Love Jones, man. So listen, so as we always do, everybody look. Put two hands together right now for D Love Jones. You know how this here go. Put it together, man. Welcome back, D Love Jones. What we got today?
Listen, well, first of all, let's put two hands together for Big Goo, real talk, because he the producer, he the co-host, he everything right now. So if it wasn't for him and all his work behind the scenes, we wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be doing it like this. So what's up, Big Goo? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good, feeling blessed, and happy to be in the place, and ready to, I mean, you know how I go. Find a date, find a mate, let's make love great again. You know the slogan. Find a date, find a mate, let's make love great again.
So everything we doing is we trying to let's make love great again, right?
Right.
So what's up? You believing in love today?
I believe in magic. I believe in magic. I believe magic happens. I'm sorry, I do. I believe in magic, So if love can equate to magic, I believe in it.
Okay, but don't make love sound so far-fetched that it gotta be magic. Now,
yeah.
It should be something that's second nature. It's something that we living and breathing, and love is just flowing freely. Okay. Not something that's a special occurrence, and it may or may not happen. Come on, let's get a people.
Well, let's discuss magic then. Like, so you believe that magic is far-fetched? You believe that? So
magic don't always happen now.
So what about love? Love always happens in your opinion.
Love should always
but does it always happen?
Listen.
So what is it? But does love?
Love does not always happen, but
so it's just like magic.
But I just want to give people hope that they ain't gotta wait just for it ain't gotta be so far fetched as a miracle. Right.
No, magic is not a miracle. So listen. I mean, love and magic. You know what I mean? Like, do you believe in love or do you believe in magic? Like,
I'm gonna tell you, I believe in love because I feel like love is multifaceted. It ain't just something that you hope can randomly happen if you have some special powers. I think if you choose, love is there. Love, you can exhibit love in all the relationships in your life, not just romantic relationships. And you should always put love first.
Man, love is a special power. Can't nothing drive out hate but love.
True story.
Love is a special power. Like, to be able to even have the ability or the desire to love somebody, that's a special power. Love can make you, Al Green said it best, love will make you do right. Love will make you do wrong. Love will make you come home early. Love will make you do what?
Stay out all night long.
Hey, you know what I'm talking about. Hey.
Listen, but real talk. Okay, we know love is in the air, and it's always gonna be flowing, good or bad, like it or love it. It's gonna be there. But like, real talk. So I think a lot of people sometimes they don't. If it ain't going right, people is like not believing in love. Some people giving up hope.
Yeah, I think people got false reality of love.
Yeah, okay, so then what is that? What do you feel like that false reality is?
That I think their false reality is that that love, like, people get them to, if it's real love, it'll be easy. You won't have to work for it. You won't have to fight for it. You won't have to go through nothing for it if it's meant for you. Mm-hmm. I believe that's a false reality. Because a lot of times we pray. And we pray for things. Mm-hmm. Pray for situations. Like, I pray to be great.
Right.
I want to be great. Like, I want to be remembered when I leave there. I want to be remembered as great. Right. So when I started going through so many things, I said, Lord, why am I going through this? I'll do right. I think I'm a good person. You know what I mean? I'm not that. God, why I'm going through this? But then I had to remember, this is what you prayed for. Because if your story isn't considered to be great, how are you gonna leave the legacy behind? So you have to. So really what I'm going through is what I asked for. I was blessed with the opportunities to overcome the things that I need to overcome to be considered to be great.
Right.
So you know what I mean. I wasn't really going through that. Again, what I prayed for, and a lot of times people don't really understand.
So do you feel like God was developing you?
Right.
To walk into your greatness.
Right. And a lot of times you've been prayed for stuff, and it don't come in the form that you think it should come in when you get it. So it's just like that person. God might have sent you the person that's for you, but that person wasn't in the form you wanted them to be in when you got them, but you didn't give God time to do his due diligence. I ain't trying to make it religious today, but
listen,
I'm just saying.
You sound like you preaching, big
right,
girl.
you didn't give God time to do his due diligence. You know what I'm saying? You gave up. And like they say, you know what I'm saying? Like if you just kept putting one foot before the other, you would have finished the race.
Right. And so, but it gets tricky. It gets tricky. And I wanted us to open just with this open dialogue, because oftentimes we just both be having stuff on our heart. So it ain't always got to just be like, oh, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. But like, I think oftentimes you want to be positive and you want to see the best in people and all of those things. But some of us have had experiences where we've chosen the wrong person again and again. So when you think about like, oh, well, God sent somebody to you, but you didn't give it time and so forth and so on. Some people so traumatized that they like, no, because you showing me something that ain't really sitting right with my spirit. So I can't even mess with it.
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm going to mess you up, Dave. Well, I ain't going against you. I ain't nothing. But I just want to say this. I heard one of my students was telling me, man, I keep hanging around the wrong people. I'm with the wrong crowd. And then I had to tell the young man, I said, look, you are the wrong people. You are the wrong crowd. You the one. It ain't that you keep choosing to be around the wrong. You the wrong person. You have to change. You have to be accountable. You have to, you know what I'm saying? You are responsible for what you attract to you. So if something you keep attracting, it's you that's attracting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Flies land on what?
You know.
So that's what I'm saying. So, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't that the flies choose to, like, that's what flies land on. So it was you know what it was. It was that.
Accountability is number one.
It was that.
Looking at yourself and identifying what are you doing that could be changed. And I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah,
but
man.
I feel like I know a lot of people, and I'm not trying to excuse and just make it seem like everybody I know is perfect. But I oftentimes encounter people, friends, people that I'm close with. I mean, I have homegirls that I've gone on a journey with, and we be looking at each other like, bruh, it's been 20 years. Like, what's up? You know? And so I think people are trying to find that balance, right? They're trying to be able to show people grace and give an opportunity to attract what's right for them, but also trying to create the right boundaries to be able to eliminate the time spent with the wrong people. And I don't think that it's a perfect science. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be a good person and you can be engaged with somebody that is not the right person. And so, I mean, I think what I really, 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 really want people to do and really want us to be able to do is to help people to navigate that. Because I'm navigating it right now. And I want to just be able to help other people to navigate it and help other people to not come and just be bitter and feel like hopeless, you know?
Anyway, I got a person that I love we need to invite on the show. His name is Javon Wooden. Got a book, Own Your Own Kingdom. It's a mindset book. Javon Wooden, my partner, straight brother of mine. Like, look, Own Your Own Kingdom. You can go on his thing and order, but it's mindset over everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when you really learn to get in the right mindset, a different mindset, when you retrain your thoughts, when you retrain yourself, you know, when you put yourself through this, what I call emotional conditioning, like EC. I'm on the name. That's my turn.
EC.
Hey,
okay, y'all. Y'all heard it here first.
Hey,
okay?
EC. You heard it here first on Relationships with Us. Emotional conditioning. You have to condition yourself to deal with certain emotions. You're not conditioned. We're not I'm learning now, and I know I really don't like to say nothing personal about me, but I'm learning now, I'm not conditioned in receiving certain types of love. Not conditioned for that. Not that I don't want it, not that I don't appreciate it, but I'm just not conditioned. You know what I mean? So, I hadn't been tenderized like certain meats and steak before you had to tenderize them. You know what I'm saying? In certain areas, I haven't been tenderized. And we get, and people, me and you, whether man, woman, or whatnot, we get blamed and we get hit as, you're ungrateful, you're nothing. How did I choose you? Because the things that you saw in me are really true, but the areas that I wasn't tenderized in, you had no patience for long suffering. I may be the man that God sent you to be with you. You may be the woman that God sent me to be with me. You know what I'm saying? But you just wasn't in the package or the form that you're gonna end up being. See, 5 years from now, I'll be a different man.
Right.
5 years from now, you'll be a different woman.
Right.
10 years from now, you'll be a different person. So, so can you long suffer enough? Do you trust the process? What is your faith like? That's why I be wanting to know, what is your faith like? Do you believe what you've been praying for? Do you believe in, the God or whatever you say that you believe in? Do you believe it for real? Because if you do, I think that you can have a lot more faith in people. I think you can have a lot more faith in relationships. I think you can have a lot more faith in what we show if you truly believe. That's just me.
Okay, so I'm going to tell y'all, this is a nice little strategy to get my boy Big Goo fired up, okay? Like, we got him in rare form today. Y'all hear him. He's passionate. He really speaking into people's hearts, minds, and souls and spirits and all of the good stuff. And that's what I love about you, Big Goo, because you do. You be breathing life in people. And I feel like oftentimes it's like people do, everybody go through their own, doubts and mental anguish and whatever they feeling, and sometimes it ebbs and flows. That might just be you on a Tuesday, but then Thursday you straight, Right. But I think people have to be reminded that this is a journey, and it's a marathon, it's not a race. So if you count all your experiences as a failure, but you still sitting here like you doing yourself no justice by accepting that this is a failure, because you still got so much more to live, and your heart the desires of your heart are still going to be there, even if it's not as strong as it used to be. So I love that. Thank you, Big Goo. Right. For setting the tone for today, because we gonna talk about some stuff, and some of the stuff is gonna be light and fun, and we gonna vibe, and some stuff is gonna be heavy. And so recently, me and Goo was chopping it up early, and I was like, I feel like a lot of people, especially people in the faith-based community, like they recently heard about Megan Good and Devon Franklin going through, filing for divorce or whatever. And it's like, if you look at the comments, it was just like people, oh man, like it ain't no hope. And if they couldn't make it, I didn't idolize them in that way. I admired them. I was like, okay, that's cool. But I also, I feel like it's a lot of stuff be going on behind the scenes. You never really know. But a lot of people felt discouraged. They felt like, dang, they seemed like they had such a godly relationship, and where their relationship started, they both waited until marriage. In like the 21st century, they waited until marriage to have sex, and like a lot of people were really inspired by that. And so we was chopping it up earlier, like you hate to see that happen, right? And you have compassion for them, but nobody knows what's going on within their relationship. But then you also think like those instances give people hope, people who are trying to live their relationships with a moral standard and build relationships with a moral standard. Devon Franklin being in his position as a man and speaking the things that he's speaking about celibacy and, waiting until marriage and the importance and leading as a man and all of those things could be inspiring men who had lost their way and didn't really feel like that was a big deal anymore. And so, Big Goo, the first thing I wanted to just talk to you about and open it up for you just from a male perspective is like, as a man of faith, where do you feel like men of faith still have boundaries as it relates to their commitment to God and what they do with their bodies?
Yeah, women ain't the only temple. Like, that's why I have to let the women know that come around me a lot of times. I'm the prize too. I'm definitely the prize, but you say, so going back to the Megan Good thing and who Franklin and Devon Franklin and whatever his name, because we never knew. I knew who Megan Good was because I and seen her work and and seen her attributes to society. So we know who Megan Good is, and she good, trust me. She gonna be good. You know what I mean? So but this whole waiting till you're married to have sex. I guess that's what you was talking about when you said
that was just one. That was just. I'm not getting into that right now.
Right, I know, but but I just want to say, it's important to have. It's important to have sex early and often.
But we not talking about that right now.
I know you're not. But I just want to make a point though. But it's like it's like I'm throwing on the mercy of the court.
Nope. You gonna answer my question so we can
Okay.
My question to you was Devon Franklin set kind of like a standard for men who may have been looking for inspiration on how to conduct themselves as a man of faith. And Devon Franklin was vocal about not focusing on sex and wanting to wait until marriage and so forth and so on. It wasn't Megan Good that was taking the lead in that.
Right.
So I'm asking specifically about men of faith and their obligation or their moral obligation about their bodies as it relates to their relationship with God. And is that current? You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I'm saying, but you're faced with a Megan Good. I'm just saying that
generally.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you brought up Devon Franklin.
It was a segue into the discussion.
But when you faced with that, you do say, "Hey, you know what? I can wait, cause it's gonna be everything that I ever dreamed of in life." And that's what you think. You know what I mean? And that's what you think.
So you feel like that inspiration came strictly because it was Megan Good.
For him.
But you don't know that this man wasn't already living his life.
I don't know.
You don't. So
don't none of us know.
So if a woman is more attractive, it's gonna be even harder for you to keep yourself, right?
Well, kind of.
Okay.
And
but this is not about a person, right?
Yeah.
This is not about a person. This is not about if you meet somebody and they beautiful. I'm saying, where does your standard lie as a man? Like, where does your standard lie as it relates to your temple? Where does your standard lie as it relates to the people that you deal with and the people that you engage with, and the people that you willing to, give your body to? Is there a standard?
Yeah, it is a standard.
Yeah, but let's talk more about that, because oftentimes it appears. And
Well,
I'm not saying, first of all, I'm not trying to demonize anybody, nor am I trying to make it seem like women are just waiting for the men to lead the way. But oftentimes I do think that I don't meet very many men that are like, oh, I don't, what I'm saying, whatever.
Men are not as selfish. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Men are not as selfish with their bodies.
Do they have a moral obligation? Do they believe that they have a moral obligation? Or, based on their belief in God, as a man of faith, do you have a moral obligation to your temple?
To withstrain or what?
Yeah, or abstain.
To abstain. No.
Yeah.
No. Our moral obligation is to populate the planet.
Is that what the Bible says?
Yeah.
The Bible doesn't say flee fornication.
In one book it does.
But just asking, like for women,
in one
does it say
book
women flee fornication, but men don't flee fornication, but women flee, and then men, who they gonna do it with if they straight?
Right. So the Bible is definitely confusing.
Okay.
It is definitely confusing.
So what we gonna lean into?
So, but it does say, what I'm saying, but it does say be fruitful. Tell men to be fruitful.
And you can be fruitful and multiply within the context of a marriage, right?
Yeah, but men in the biblical days, men lied to have more than one wife. So
but even if this is a man-made law for man. But I'm not talking about polygamy, or I'm not talking about polygamy or monogamous relationships. What I'm saying is that that's in the context of a marriage still. How many men out here do you feel like are keeping, even if you looked at it as it relates to being able to have multiple wives? You cannot correlate having multiple wives to being out here just sleeping with whoever you want to sleep with. That's not the same thing.
Right.
So if you're gonna use that, you can't. That's not going to say, okay, well, the Bible said be fruitful and multiply, and we could just sleep around.
Yeah. So where do you fall in the sister wife rankings? Like,
I be trying to listen. Let me tell y'all, I be sitting here trying to heal us. Okay, I be trying to bring relatable content that like we can all just have this open discussion because everybody be feeling what, and then he hit me with the sister wives thing.
Like, well, where you fall in the sister wife ranking? Like, what?
First of all, I'm not in the ranking. I don't want to be ranked as a sister wife.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to just say, I mean, because, we talking about being fruitful, we talking about being faithful, we talking about the biblical way of doing things, and the biblical way of doing things is, now I'm not going to sleep with everybody that I run into, but if I see somebody that's a good match for my wife, that can help her be, we all can be better wives, like that was legal, that was the thing, that was the move.
Yeah, but I love that you still are not answering the question.
Well, what was the question?
I'm not asking you about biblical times. I'm asking you about today.
Okay.
And do you feel that men have a moral obligation or a commitment to God as it relates to what they do with their bodies when they do believe in God? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, I think we have a moral obligation, just not, that's what I just said. Yes, we have a moral obligation. We're just not as selfish.
Okay.
We're just not as selfish. We understand our moral obligation is to be fruitful. That's what God put us here for. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to look at just man and mankind alone. You can look at all the what they call them, the primates that's out here, that have to do what we do to, to get more of us or to get more of them. They have to do the things that we have to do.
Is that what y'all doing? Are y'all trying to be fruitful and multiply?
Are you
just like, be real, because you're not answering my question.
But I said yes, I do. We have more obligation. You think the more obligation is what you want to make the more obligation to be?
I'm not. I really just want to explore
the more obligation we supposed to. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be here to be fruitful and multiply. So yes, and just like the king of any jungle, we definitely want to be dominant over what female that we mating with or however it go. That's what we want. You know what I mean? So yeah. So to answer your question is yes. Now the logistics behind your questions is what you disagree with. The logistics behind it. So, but yes, but I believe the moral obligation is different from what you think it should be.
So, if there's anyone out there who wants to answer my question, maybe from experience, or maybe they have a counter view that is not equating us to just simply animals with no direction and no, wherewithal to determine what we want to do with our lives. Please, we invite you to come to the show, because clearly I can't get Big Goo to buckle down on this question. Okay?
Yes, I answered the question.
Okay.
I said yes.
But like, real talk, you know what? We're gonna move on, because we are gonna move on. We're gonna move on, because otherwise we will be stuck here all day, because I know he gonna win. But okay, so you feel like men's moral obligation is to be fruitful and multiply. So you don't think that chastity or using restraint and all of those things apply to men?
Yeah, I think they apply to smart men. I think once men realize and you have chased enough berries and you have done everything that you needed to do.
Clearly we're in the jungle in this scenario.
Right. So you done everything that you needed to do. Smartly, you wisen up and understand, hey, you know what, like, just all this ain't no good for me. So you learn to tame yourself, you learn to pull back, you learn to stay in a certain lane. That's why I think when women really get to want to settle down, because women probably get to an age of wanting to settle down earlier than most men. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what makes the older man attracted more attractive to a younger woman because she's at a place where this older man has gotten now. Because she's ready, because they had a biological clock ticking and settling down family and so. But a lot of these women forget, they still, even though they want to settle down, they still got this little turn up button that's in them. That
turn up button.
Yeah, they got a little turn up button, and they've been messed around. And child get to be 3, 4, 5 years old, then all of a sudden the turn up button is what it is. Mm-hmm. So
okay, that's totally understandable, and I get it. I mean, it take me longer, and that's cool. But like, there's a lot of men that might be like, oh, okay, well, I'm in my 40s, I'm looking for my wife. So if you in your 40s and you looking for your wife, are you looking for a woman that is just going to do whatever you propose and just like adhere to your will? Or are you looking for a woman with standards that's going to hold you accountable and might put some restrictions on you until you get to know her and develop a relationship with her and so forth and so on? I think it's really that's a really a big question now, because oftentimes men will be like they looking for a wife, but then you talking to them for a little bit and they want you to send them nudes. You know what I'm saying? And you like, wait, I thought we was like building a relationship. I thought we was getting to know each other. And they like, oh, you ain't with that. I mean, we can't talk about this and we can't talk about that. And it's like, it's tough out here. It's really rough out here in these streets. And so, I guess what I'm saying, Big Goo, is like, men say they want to be married, right?
Yeah.
They say they want a wife, or say they looking for their wife, or they at the point that whatever. Does that come with you meeting somebody and exhibiting some self-control so that you can get to know that person? Because the women who might be wifey material oftentimes exhibit wifely qualities, right? So they might not be trying to, hop into bed with you so soon. And they might make you work for it.
Yeah, well, they might want to present themselves as certain things, but like I said, these buttons. Let's talk about these buttons.
No, we're not gonna go back because I just asked you a specific question. I'm asking you a specific question,
and I'm trying to give you a specific answer. So just to make sure that I'm on course, what's your question?
My question is specifically about like women. If a man says that he's ready for a relationship, ready for a wife, and wifely women are not just easy, right? They gonna make you work for it, and they should.
Work for what?
Work for
their commitment,
for their
love,
commitment, for their love,
or just for the smashing.
All of those things, right? Why do we have to be separated? That's what's weird to me.
Nah, because you saying make it work for it, so
but
it's a person. It's a noun.
When I'm saying work for that level, get to that level of commitment, right? To where you're working. It ain't always okay, I'm looking for a wife, but I still want a woman that's gonna sleep with me in less than a few weeks.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying when men realize that they looking for a wife, do they understand that they may not any longer be able to get the same type of engagements that they were getting when they weren't looking for one?
See, holding out, that's what I was getting ready to get into earlier. See, holding out from a man doesn't do anything. It doesn't make them see you as a wife. Cause one thing, cause when they get to hitting them buttons, see, they got a cook, women got a cook button, you know what I'm saying? Either they got a clean button, they got a slut button.
I'm sorry, are women robots?
Yeah, but nah, they ain't robots, but they got these buttons.
Tell me more about these buttons.
They got a button, so you mess around and you start sleeping with a woman like that. She may present herself as wife until the whole time you ain't slept with her, but once you sleep with her and it touched something, and she was like, you don't know that she's a psychopath until after, you done slept with her, like, cause you hadn't released that demon, see, until you sleep with them. You know what I mean? Because that's when you figure out, oh, she possessive, oh, she crazy. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you ain't touched none of them buttons, you don't know. So she may look like a wife. Then, some of these women, you meet them, because I'm a guy, I meet them. Mm-hmm. I meet women, I got partners that, that have their way, around the country with women. You know, so, and I see it every day. Like these women, yeah, a lot of them will come with that game. Oh, I'm this, but don't get to me and want to be sanctified when you slept with half America. Then you want to get to me and be like, oh, I'm saving myself. No, you should have saved yourself from married 4-5 men ago. Don't get to me.
Everybody has the right to change their life.
Don't get to me, but I'm just saying, just don't get to me though.
Maybe, but it's no different though. Real talk, it's no different than the man like sowing his royal oats. You know what I'm saying? Like if a man is out there and he playing the field and he kicking in whatever, he might decide, let me chill now because I'm getting older. I want to settle down. Women have the same right to do the same thing. Yes, I might have been freaked out. And now I decided that I don't want to be freaked out no more. I want to chill. I want to focus on getting my body right. I want to focus on getting my mental health right. I want to focus on spending time with one person that I'm really developing a relationship with. And I might choose to not lead with sex as I have in the past. Like everybody has that right.
You do, but don't get to me. And like, you know
what I mean?
Don't like why? Like I just got
to them, though.
Yeah, but
maybe you got to them after they had already determined the path that they wanted to have.
And that's the problem that the big goo has. I get to them, they get to me, and I'm the guy that they like. Oh my God, I want to go to church with you. Oh my God. You speak so much life, and oh my God, like I'm the oh my God guy, like you know what I'm saying, like. But then you know what I'm saying. But you know what? I don't want to go so with you. You so fast. Cause I don't want to mess things up. What are you talking about? Like you done been goddamn doing 50 your whole 55, 65 your whole life. You get to me and want to go 35. Like I just don't get it. Like it's not gonna change my view of you. Your commitment to me.
That's you though.
But your commitment. I'm sorry. But your commitment to me. Can you show me something different than any other woman? Can you show me about your commitment, your loyalty to me? Can you show me, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like the honor you got for me? Can you show me something that no other woman has shown me? You know what I mean? Like you holding out on sex, that's one piece of the thing. That's just for your psyche, not mine. But can you show me something? Will you invest in my dream? Will you believe me? Will you ride? Will you sink on this ship with me? Mm-hmm. That's what I need to know. Like sex don't determine that.
But what if she's showing you that, but she still is not? She don't want to be intimate yet. She want to take her time before she be intimate with you because she knows that intimacy is connected directly to her spiritually, and being intimate with you would make her not think as rationally and take her time and learn if you are the right person for her. Okay. So she want to reserve intimacy so that she can take her time and get to know you first before wanting to give you her all.
Yeah, and I get it, but my logic still say I'm not gonna get to know you until see, cause that's when people get to know each other.
That's what matters to you. But my thing is
no, it ain't what matters to me.
No.
People change after sex.
Let me finish my statement. If what matters to you is that it's beyond the sex, right? It's beyond that. If what matters to you is that she about to ride for you, she about to believe in your dreams. A woman can show you that without being intimate with you.
Right.
Right? But so you have to pick and choose. Like you can't say that it matters to her. It matters to you that she's going to believe in you and believe in your dreams and all of those things, but not give her the space to do so because she's not putting out.
No, I will give her the space to do so without her putting out. But my thing is, like from experience, it's going to change. Like the demands, the expectation for what you do for me, how you do for me, it's gonna change. So I need to know.
So imagine this though. Imagine this. You don't really know someone very well, right?
Right.
So you getting to know someone, and you just clearly said, but once you insert intimacy into that, oftentimes there comes the expectations, right?
Right.
You should not have expectations so soon in a relationship. But when you insert intimacy, therein you insert expectations. And oftentimes that can derail a potential relationship from going well because you've inserted intimacy too soon. Because now I feel like I know you more. Now I feel like I trust you more because I'm yearning for you in a different way than maybe I was yearning for you before we were intimate. And that's what, when I say I'm not talking about me, I'm just saying in general. But I'm just saying, so that's a good reason to say, hey, you don't have to put intimacy first because we don't want to create these unrealistic expectations so soon in us getting to know each other and building a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times dudes act like sex is just sex, but it's not for women, and you have to understand you're not just having sex with yourself, right? You have to understand women and the way that they're conditioned and their tendencies and things like that. And yes, we're not all the same, but we do have some similar characteristics. And so at what point do men have empathy for that and say, I can respect a woman and saying, hey, I want to get to know you first before we go down that path, because I don't want to create unrealistic expectations on what we're doing.
Okay, and what if the man accept that and say, cool, but however, when you get to that point where you ready to be intimate with me, it's not like, like, for men, one thing that's gonna change things is the intimacy, is the sex. Do you just really lie there? Are you really a participant? Do you give yourself to me like you want me to have you? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you go to 9? Like, no, we talking about a commitment. Or you gonna be committed to me in a way that you hadn't been committed to nothing else? Or you gonna do things for me that you hadn't done for no one else? Like, you know what I mean? So all that. So now, after the first time, if you don't do it the first time, it's gonna be guarded.
But you have to realize, like, real talk though, just in what you just said, nobody should be giving you their all. When you don't know them like that. Man, she shouldn't have to, like, she should go to lengths for somebody who deserves it and has earned it. Not just like, let me show you my performance.
We talking about that, so they gonna go the length of the way.
But I feel like it's asking a lot. Like, you basically asking a lot of somebody that you don't even really know. It's like, and then you trying to measure somebody's performance when you haven't even built a rapport with them that's strong enough for them to say, oh, I'm about to go all in. A lot of that comes with love and intimacy that is not necessarily just sexual. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of a woman's ability to give you all of those things. You should not expect her to come and give you the best when you don't even know her, because that means she giving everybody. You want the best version of me when you meet me? Nah, but but not necessarily.
So you go on a date with me, I don't give you the best version of me. I don't give you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want me to open your car door. You want me to pull out the seat. You want me to pick up the check. You want me, you know what I'm saying? You want me to engage you eye to eye. You want the best version of me, but without having to work for it. But I'm supposed to accept a lesser version of you.
No, not a lesser version. You supposed to earn that ultimately, and I'm supposed to earn it from him as well. Like, I wouldn't expect you to be like, I mean, to me, that level of expectation is unrealistic to me.
Right. So what do you, first of all, okay, well, let's go. What do you expect on the first time you meet again? What do you expect? Do you expect him to open the car door? Do you expect him to be a gentleman? What do you expect?
Yeah, I do.
And without working for it, what do you expect?
I feel like at a base level, yes, you should be a gentleman. Yes, you should be polite and open the car door and have great conversation and so forth and so on. Yes, I think that's a base level.
And what should a woman do?
The same. She should be
open the car door.
She should be polite. She should be kind. She should be enjoyable and ready
what
to
should she contribute? Just her personality. I was accepted. So I don't think a woman should contribute on the first date is her personality.
I
don't the potential of smashing.
No, if that's all that you care about.
No, I'm just saying that's how she's supposed to.
The first date is for is the date specifically for the potential of smashing.
So who got more responsibility on the first date? Huh? The male or the female? Who got more responsibility? Who got more expectation?
First of all, the woman got to look good.
So who got more expectation on it?
I'm saying it depends, right? Because, like, it depends. The woman got to look good. She got to be dressed like this. She got to be, she got to put a lot into impressing you because men are visual, right?
And the man got to look good.
Yeah, but it goes.
Got to smell good.
Let's goes into it. That's a shower, maybe a haircut.
Let's goes into it.
That's a shower, maybe a haircut. My nails got to be done.
It's gonna be some mad people. Right. People don't like that. People don't like that. Talking about it. Let's go into a man.
Let's go into a man getting ready. It does. Period. Point
Man,
blank.
a pair of our jeans cost your whole
We not
outfit.
talking. First of all, yeah. You know, it depends on who you are. Maybe mine, because I don't be spending that much on clothes. But some people spend a lot. Okay.
Yeah. So you talking about let's go into it?
No, but I'm not saying financially. I'm not talking about a dollar amount. I'm just talking about effort. Like, women put a lot into putting themselves together and keeping themselves together, right? And that matters to men. It should matter to you as a woman.
It matters more to women than men.
That's not true. It's not true.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we just gonna have a difference of
man.
opinion.
You been talking to men about this?
I'm standing my ground.
Hey, so you been talking to men about this?
I've been talking to you. We're having a conversation right now. The streets ain't talking right now. I'm talking to you.
Oh man.
So it's okay. We might have a difference of opinion. I'm just saying a lot does go into women in their appearance. You might spend a lot on your clothes, but that's something you swipe your card for.
No, we
right?
a lot go. We had to go to work. We got to move cement. We have to sweep floor. We got to do a lot and goes into us getting the thing that we need. Then not only do we have to look good, we have to make sure that we don't look like, you know, we can't afford you when we get there. We can't be like, well, you looking at the menu, we be like, hey, what you looking at? You know, so
I feel like this is the most combative episode ever, and I love it because we don't always have to agree.
Right.
But we have agreed to disagree on a lot of things today. I feel like we need a studio audience right now because we definitely have agreed to disagree on a lot of things. So let's close today because I don't want us to like go too long with the back and forth. Ultimately, I mean, clearly, we have completely polar opposite views of everything that we talked about today.
Yeah, but I think that's the dynamics of most relationships.
But so it's the interesting thing. So it's like, as men and women, you know, if you talking about heterosexual relationships, like, how do we get to the middle?
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? Like, how do we get to the middle? If like you and I vibe, right? We talk about everything under the sun, but we literally, these are some basic things that we're discussing, and we just do not agree. Also, I do realize that you sometimes disagree for the sake of disagreeing.
No.
I'm saying, so it's like, how do men and women get to a level set where we can have some level of understanding to say, like, look, and also take some of the pressure off of each other to say, like, allow each other to be imperfect and be human, but also still have boundaries and have expectations of what we want for our lives, and that be okay.
Right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say something special.
Of course you
are. And this is gonna be, history when I say it. Love is religious. Because if you look at the different religions around the world, these religions don't agree with each other, but they all have their different value or system that they praise in or whatever.
And they all have similar basic tenets.
They do. And love is the same way. So I say love is religious. So when you dealing with a person and, and depending on what they believe love is or their love language may be, and that's what makes them happy. Like, I feel whatever makes you a better person, you should do it. So if being a Muslim make you a better person, be a Muslim. If being a Jew make you a better person, be a Jew. If being a Christian make you a better person, be whatever. If being in a relationship make you a better person, strive to be in a relationship. But you have to accept each religion, or each love, or each person for what they is. Like, you know what I mean? So if you can't love it for what it is, you just don't need to, deal with it. Like, you can disagree, and that's why me and you able to have a dynamic relationship. We can disagree, cause I just love you for who you is, period. Regardless of what you say or what your views on things is, I love you for who you is. So yeah, we can have a candid conversation, and if most relationships can operate and quit trying to be in a relationship. Don't be in a relationship analyzing a relationship. Like, this is where people are like, no, just be in the relationship. Don't be talking about what a relationship supposed to do. You just love the person or love and accept that situation that you got, and you'll be cool. Quit trying to be the textbook relationship or the textbook, whatever you think it should be. Be what y'all are. Accept that person. Like me and you, we are what we are. I just gotta accept you for whatever. I love you for whatever. When people get in relationships, they have the inability to do that. They accept the person for whoever they are.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I mean, the one thing that you should not be trying to do is change somebody. Like, if somebody presents to you, this is who I am, and then you thinking, I like you, like, you know, you got a good job, so I'm going to try to get you to change to be somebody else, personality-wise, or change your views. No, absolutely not. The whole point of connecting with somebody, and especially forming a long-term bond, is to be able to admire who they are and what they bring to the table outside of even the things that society tells you that matter. Because it also is about chemistry. It's also about the way that person makes you feel. It's also about, you know, if y'all align in other areas that are really meaningful to you.
Right.
And so sometimes ultimately we kind of got to start stripping down some of the things that we think are right. Like you said, like, be in that relationship and stop focusing on like how it fits into the box that you think it should fit in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think, man. Just be in the relationship, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a dude, and I hate to be this graphic with this, and we can go, I'll let you close out, we can go.
You don't ever let me close out.
You close out. But listen, they say, but the dude told me, he was like, when you're like, what can ruin sex? He was like, you don't think nothing can ruin sex? I said, yeah. He said, and while you in the act of having sex or whatever it is, he said, well, while you in the act of doing what you do, you know, what if they started telling you, oh, it'll be better if you do it this way. It'll be better if you do it that way. It'll be better, you know. Now, I'm mad at somebody tell you, like, you know, it'll throw you off. You'll be like, you know, like we was enjoying, like, it'll be better.
But you was enjoying it.
Right, but
you was enjoying it. No, you really should want somebody to do that. You should want somebody to say, hey, I mean, like, you doing it like this, but I like it really could for me, because you don't need to do your 1, 2, 3 step with me. You need to understand what I like and what pleases me. In the middle of the get down. Hey, it's a nice way to say it. Hey, what about this? How about we try this? Hey, like, you can't be dudes can't be looking at intimacy as a playbook. Like, oh, okay, I gotta go here and then I gotta follow this line to get here. You dealing with a different person every time. So you can't have your little playbook and think you about to run that same play on every person that you with and think that you about to score a touchdown every time. You not. It's not a playbook. You dealing with a whole human that got a different body and different sensory and all of these other things than the person that you dealt with last time. So if you can't customize it to that person that you dealing with, then it's not going to be successful. You shouldn't want to be in a relationship like that. You should want your girl to be able to tell you, like, hey, babe, what you doing? Like, that's cool, but, like, I actually like this. And not be so, like, macho to where you can't take that and receive that. Mm-hmm. So, hey, all I got to say is we got to live to fight another day. That's how we go close. We gotta live to fight another day, because I want to go in a whole, like, I want to go into what it is that we, you know, like, what I was saying is you just ruin the moment. Like I was saying, like, some people, they ruin a relationship by talking about what should be done instead of focusing on, okay, the things that I really am enjoying. And I understand that, but I also think that you cannot think that, like, you can't be so stubborn. And this outside of sex, like, you cannot be so stubborn and so, you know, your way or no way, that you can't understand the needs of another person. Like, it goes the same way. And this is not men versus women. It's just in general. Like, people have different needs. And if you are in a relationship, you cannot tell me that you're not there to meet somebody else's needs. And if you're approaching it and you don't think that that's necessary, that's why the relationship is not going to be successful. Right. You there to serve each other. I have to understand what this person wants and what makes them happy. That's why we identify with love languages. I have to understand what they want and what makes them happy and what pleases them, and they have to do the same thing. And if we're not operating like that, then what we there for? Hey. listen, we're gonna be to be continued, okay?
Yeah, we're gonna have to continue. We're gonna have to continue.
There ain't no conclusion this week. We gonna conclude, then we gonna have to take this to the next episode.
To the next episode.
But listen, at the end of the day, the goal is for us to really break down the barriers so that we can be able to promote healthy, loving relationships for the people that we care about the most. And, you know, Black love definitely is something that cannot be replicated. It's something that is very special. And the only way we're going to be able to maximize it and glorify it and create more of it is if we can get rid of the things that are toxic that are not allowing us to do it. So these conversations are necessary even when I don't agree with you and even when you don't agree with me.
Dang. All right. So those are the parting words?
Those are the parting words. You got any?
No, I ain't
Good. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Relationships Are Us. Your host, relationship guru, aka Big Goo, and D Love Jones are here to create a positive and encouraging environment with the science of happiness and understanding with tangible conversations, with an emphasis on long-lasting relationships. It's Relationships Are Us. Be sure to like and subscribe to Relationships Are Us.